Hello, I'm Amy with your Parktacular Minute, our splash into summer celebration here in St. Louis Park, June 18th to the 21st. For this minute, let's talk event buttons. 2015 Parktacular buttons go on sale May 18th and will be available until June 20th. New this year, your button gets you access to free online coupons at parktacular.org. Sponsors and other local businesses have signed on to provide these discounts to you if you buy a button. Buttons are just $5 each and will be available at the Rec Center, City Hall, Lenox Community Center, and Citizens Independent Bank, our button sponsor. Also, we will have buttons at the Children's First Ice Cream Social on May 16th at Wolf Park, the Park the Street event on June 7th, the Fire Station Open House on June 16th, during Rock the Block on June 19th, and at our info booths on June 20th. Visit parktacular.org for more details and a complete schedule of events. And that's your Parktacular Minute. See you next week.
Susan Lindgren students entertain with interpretive dance. St. Louis Park Historical Society's first Parks Antique Parade. It's like an antique roadshow just for the park, plus news you can use.
Welcome to this week's edition of Life in the Park. I'm Scott Smith. In our cover story, Susan Lindgren Elementary students entertain with dance interpretations based upon famous poems. That's coming up, but first, here's news you can use. The residential brush drop-off site is now open for collecting woody debris, branches, and logs, including storm-damaged tree debris. The residential brush drop-off location is open seasonally at the City Brush Disposal Site, 2501 Edgewood Avenue South, on Tuesdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., and on Sundays, noon till 4. There will be 2 attendants on duty, including one at the entrance gate, to monitor and record material loads and check for City of St. Louis Park residency. A Minnesota ID or driver's license is required. Non-residents will be turned away. The other attendant will direct people where to drop their material. Materials not accepted would include grass clippings, leaves, root balls, lumber, wood scraps, fencing, trash, sod, fill, any commercial services material, construction material, or similar items. Well, the first phase of the Bass Lake Preserve Restoration Project, called Upland Vegetation Management, will be kicking off on May 9th. This phase includes the removal of approximately 260 selected trees and invasive vegetation within the area. The selected trees that will be removed include trees that are dead or in poor condition, high-risk trees, invasive trees, disease-prone trees, and aggressively growing non-native trees. We'll say the next Fair for All, a cooperative food purchasing program that sells groceries at discounted prices and is open to everyone, takes place Tuesday, May 12th from 4 to 6 p.m. That'll be at the Central Community Center, 6300 Walker Street. There is no pre-registration required, and for more information and future Fair for All distribution dates, visit fairforall.org. Say, if you are a senior citizen or the caretaker of a senior citizen, don't miss the Senior Citizen Safety Day on Thursday, May 14th. Hosted by the St. Louis Park Police and Fire Departments, this event is an opportunity to learn about how to stay safe in your home or community. There will be 4 different 45-minute presentations between 2 and 7 p.m. at the Lenox Community Center, some of which will be held twice. Topics include identity theft, fraudulent scams, how to use an AED, and more. This is a great opportunity to come meet the St. Louis Park police officers and firefighters. For more information, visit slpcommunityed.com/seniors. Volunteers are still needed for the second Health in the Park, Park the Street event. This excellent event takes place on Sunday, June 7th from noon to 4 p.m. Texas Avenue will be closed between Minnetonka Boulevard and 28th Street. For more information, go to stlouispark.org/volunteering/parkthestreetevent.html. Those of you who have watched Antiques Roadshow on PBS know the excitement when a piece of household junk turns out to be a treasure. Now, residents of St. Louis Park have a chance to get that same thrill. The St. Louis Park Historical Society's first Parks Antique Parade will be held on Saturday, May 16th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the St. Louis Park High School cafeteria. That's at 6245 West 33rd Street. Appraisal specialists Midwest will give on-the-spot appraisals and estimate the prices of your items, ranging from family heirlooms to potential gems picked up at yard sales. This is a fundraiser for the St. Louis Park Historical Society. There will be a tax-deductible donation of $10 per item with a maximum of 3 items per person. You must pre-register on the historical website at slphistory.org. There is no cost for watching, but donations will be welcomed. Well, originally it was Knollwood Plaza, then Knollwood Mall. Now it's come to be known as the Shops at Knollwood. And the Shops at Knollwood grand reopening is on Saturday, May 9th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The year-long $32 million renovation has transformed the aging icon into a new regional power center for St. Louis Park. Life in the Park will be there and bring you an update on next week's show. Now, to our cover story. Susan Lindgren students had the opportunity to work with the Coles Center for Dance and the Performing Arts to perform dance interpretations based on famous poems. Susan Lindgren 4th grade teacher Nikki Patel leads us through the program.
Hi, I'm Nikki Patel, 4th grade teacher at Susan Lindgren School. This spring we had the opportunity to work with the Coles Center and a literary artist to do an interpretive dance based on a poem that each classroom selected. The students worked for about a week on the poem and the dance combination. This fell under our How We Express Ourselves planner with the central idea of creative expression provides ways to communicate ideas and emotions. Each classroom selected a poem that they wanted to analyze and basically discover how the poem works or what the poem means. Students looked at things like mood, tone, figurative language, symbolism, and then they worked with Carla Nuege from the Coles Center to create a dance based on their poem. Mrs. Cornelius's class danced to the poem Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. Once again, they used the work that they did in class to interpret that dance through performance.
For I still going, honey, I still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair.
Mrs. Keating's class used the poem Street Painting by Ann Turner. This poem was very beneficial to the students because what it did is took the learning that we had been discussing and working on in class and made it a real life experience. They were able to apply the terms like mood and emotion and tone and symbolism through their movement in the dance.
To get a picture.
My class used the poem I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. So the students at first were some of them were a little hesitant in really grasping that dance by the horns, and through the work with Carla and her enthusiasm and excitement about the performance piece, they really learned to be risk takers and try something that maybe they were initially uncomfortable with. And we saw some of the most hesitant students really blossom over the course of the week and become some of the most enthusiastic dancers. And Ms. Morrow's class used the poem Life Doesn't Frighten Me, also by Maya Angelou. It also allowed students who have just different strengths to really shine and feel successful in a setting that was different than just the regular classroom. And it was exciting for parents to come in and just have that community piece of kids connecting the learning that they're doing here at school on a broader scale with a wider audience than just their classroom teacher and their peers. I want to thank Frank Johnson, our principal, who is always such an enthusiastic supporter of the arts here at Susan Lindgren and in St. Louis Park, for allowing us to have the opportunity to do this and really encouraging us to bring in Carla and the Cole Center. Also, I want to thank the Cole Center for a grant that provided some of the funding for the dance, and also to our PTSO as well for the same reason. They were able to help bring in some monies that paid for this incredible opportunity for the students. You can see the whole performance on YouTube. Just be sure to look for Park TV 15, and thank you for watching and supporting our Susan Lindgren fourth graders.
Thanks to Susan Lindgren staff and students. Park TV's John McHugh produced the video, which is available for viewing at youtube.com/City of St. Louis Park. Next week, Park TV's Reg Dunlap features highlights from St. Louis Park's first Organic Living Workshop. So you know you can always keep up to date on news and events in the park by visiting our Facebook page at facebook.com/St. Louis Park. So that's it for this edition of Life in the Park. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Park TV.
Hi, I'm Lisa Abernathy with your Rec Minute. Get your kids out to the park this summer and into one of our playground programs. We have a preschool playground program for ages 4 and 5-year-olds and the summer park playground program for ages 6 through 12. Both are offered at numerous parks around St. Louis Park. Sessions are offered from 9 a.m. to noon or 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Or sign up for both and make it a full day of crafts, games, and other fun activities at the neighborhood park. Pre-registration is required, $7 for a resident and $11 for a non-resident. Sign up today as many parks fill fast. More information and a list of the playground sites can be found on the city website at stlouispark.org.